Some names fade with time. Others become symbols. This is the story of a man who chose not to be remembered by his face, but by a mark. Not by his voice, but by his words. He called himself the Zodiac. And though decades have passed, his identity remains hidden. His motives, unread. His final message, unanswered. Who was he? Why did he write? And is the last page of his story
Mystery
still
has a
being
story, but not every story has an answer. Every week, we uncover the chilling cases that have haunted investigators for years. Unsolved disappearances, cold cases, and the darkest secrets waiting to be discovered. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Join us, if you dare. The Unsolved Chronicle.
It began on a December evening in 1968, near the peaceful shores of Lake Herman Road, in Benicia, California. Two young people, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, were reported missing after leaving a social gathering. Authorities responded quickly, but what they found raised more questions than answers. No clear motive. No witnesses. Only a pattern beginning to form. On Independence Day, near Blue Rock Springs Park, another incident was reported. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau were in a parked vehicle when an unknown individual approached. Michael survived and later provided a general description, calm, deliberate in movement. Darlene did not survive. Her passing left a deep void in her community, a vibrant young woman remembered for her kindness. 1 week later, 3 major Bay Area newspapers, the Vallejo Times-Herald, the San Francisco Examiner, and the San Francisco Chronicle, received nearly identical letters. Each began with the phrase, "This is the Zodiac speaking." Each contained a coded message, 408 symbols arranged in precise rows. The writer claimed responsibility for the earlier incidents, and hinted at more to come. He referred to himself as the Zodiac, and signed his letters with a now famous symbol, a crosshairs within a circle. A local schoolteacher, working quietly at his kitchen table, solved the first cipher within days. It contained unsettling statements, but no name. No location. Only a signature, and a challenge. The writer claimed to be collecting slaves for the afterlife, a phrase that sent chills through readers and investigators alike. 2 months later, near Lake Berryessa, another encounter was reported. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were approached by an individual wearing an unusual hooded garment, adorned with the Zodiac symbol. Cecilia was gravely injured and later passed away. Brian survived, and provided one of the most detailed accounts of the individual's mannerisms, speech, and unsettling calmness. Just weeks later, in the Presidio Heights neighborhood of San Francisco, taxi driver Paul Stein was reported missing after accepting a routine fare. Authorities arriving on scene found evidence suggesting foul play. Witnesses described a person of interest calmly walking away from the area, even passing nearby officers without notice. Paul's passing left a void in the hearts of those who knew him, a gentle soul remembered for his warmth and quiet professionalism. Inspector Dave Tashi, lead investigator for the San Francisco Police Department. Known for his meticulous approach, signature snap-brim hat, and tireless pursuit of leads. Robert Graysmith, a staff artist at the San Francisco Chronicle who became deeply interested in the case. Later authored the book Zodiac, which brought renewed public attention and inspired generations of amateur sleuths. Sherwood Morrill, a respected document examiner who analyzed the handwriting in the Zodiac letters. He noted distinctive patterns, consistent, deliberate, and controlled, suggesting a highly organized individual. Over the next several years, more letters arrived, some containing new ciphers, others with maps, cryptic clues, and taunting phrases. One cipher, known as Z340, remained unsolved for over 50 years. Another, just 13 symbols long, was introduced with the phrase, "My name is." It, too, remains unsolved. The final confirmed letter arrived in 1974, containing a snippet from a Gilbert and Sullivan opera. Then, silence. Who was the Zodiac? Why did he choose to communicate this way? Was he one person, or more? Investigators, researchers, and curious minds have spent decades asking these questions. Here are some of the most compelling, and still unresolved, theories. Theory 1, the man who wanted to be known, Arthur Lee Allen. Arthur Lee Allen was one of the earliest and most frequently discussed persons of interest. He was known to own a watch bearing a symbol similar to the Zodiac's. He had a background in education and displayed an interest in codes and puzzles. Investigators interviewed him multiple times. Handwriting samples were compared, similarities noted, but no conclusive match. Fingerprints and DNA evidence collected did not link him definitively to the letters or scenes. Allen passed away in 1992. The question remains, was he the author, or simply a man who enjoyed the attention the case attracted? Theory 2, the code maker, someone with specialized knowledge. The complexity of the ciphers, particularly the long unsolved C340, suggests the writer may have had training in cryptography, linguistics, or mathematics. Some researchers believe the structure of the ciphers mirrors patterns found in military or academic code systems. Persons of interest in this theory include individuals with backgrounds in the Navy, teaching, or printing, professions that involve precision, patterns, and communication. Could the Zodiac have used his professional skills to construct a puzzle only he could fully control? And if so, was the goal to be caught, or to prove he never could be? Theory 3, the unseen presence, was there more than one? Some handwriting and linguistic experts have noted subtle variations between the letters, differences in spacing, punctuation, and word choice. This has led to speculation, could more than one person have been involved? Perhaps a copycat, or even a small group exchanging the role of Zodiac as a kind of macabre game. The tone of the letters shifts over time, sometimes boastful, sometimes reflective, sometimes impatient. Does this suggest multiple authors, or simply a complex, evolving personality? The idea is unsettling, because if true, the mystery isn't just about one man's identity, but about how many were playing along. Theory 4, the familiar face, someone close to the investigation. The Zodiac demonstrated an unusual awareness of law enforcement procedures, locations of patrols, response times, even the names of specific investigators. He referenced Inspector Tashi by name in one letter, and even seemed to mimic his signature style in a later forgery. This has led some to wonder, could the writer have had access to inside information? Possibly through employment, personal connections, or prior interactions with law enforcement. It's a difficult theory to explore, because it suggests the person sending the letters may have been closer to the investigation than anyone realized. Not hiding in the shadows, but standing in plain sight. The year 2020, the Z340 cipher, unsolved for 51 years, was cracked by an international team of amateur codebreakers. The message contained no name, only more riddles, and a chilling phrase, "I hope you are having lots of fun trying to catch me." 2023, genetic genealogy experts attempted to match the partial DNA profile from the 1969 letter stamp. No confirmed familial match has been made public, but the search continues. 2024, linguistic analysis using AI tools suggested the writer was likely male, between 30 to 45 years old in 1969, possibly with a background in education, printing, or the military. The analysis also indicated the writer likely remained active, or at least alive, into the late 1970s. As of 2025, the Zodiac case remains officially open, under the care of the San Francisco Police Department's Cold Case Unit. Advances in technology have brought new hope, and new questions. The families of those affected have carried this mystery for generations. Their strength, their patience, their hope, is a quiet force behind every new lead, every late-night research session, every whispered theory. This case is not just about ciphers and symbols. It's about people. And the enduring human need to understand. Was the Zodiac one person, meticulous, brilliant, and elusive? A man who thrived on attention, leaving just enough to keep the world guessing? Or was there more to the story, layers, collaborators, hidden meanings yet to be uncovered? Share your theory in the comments. What detail stands out to you? Which theory feels closest to the truth? What would you ask the Zodiac, if you could? Bell subscribe for more respectful, in-depth explorations of unsolved mysteries. And if you, or someone you know, have information related to this case, no matter how small it may seem, please reach out to the San Francisco Police Department Cold Case Unit. Sometimes, the smallest clue breaks the longest silence. The letters stopped, but the questions are still being asked. Warning disclaimer, this video is presented for educational and historical purposes. All theories are speculative and based on publicly available information. AI-generated images are artistic interpretations and not representations of real individuals unless noted. Our deepest respect goes to the families and loved ones affected by these events. If you have information, please contact the San Francisco Police Department Cold Case Unit.